every single day. Ooh, hello. What's going on, people? Okay, so it's not often that I actually take you all to my favorite places. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to share with you the best place in Wesley Chapel to grab a cup of coffee. So most of you know that, like, I'm a coffee fanatic, I'm a coffee head. Like, I never got like into the bar scene, and it was because the people I hung out with didn't go to bars. So when I left school, when I graduated college, I had to learn to find a place to spend some time, and that ended up being coffee shop. So being that Wesley Chapel is one of my favorite places of all time in the whole world, I'm gonna take you to some of the best spots to get a cup of coffee in Wesley Chapel. Now, some things that you need to know off the bat. I'm not going to Starbucks. There's 2 Starbucks in Wesley Chapel. 3, actually. The first one is in the shops in New Tampa. It's probably the oldest Starbucks. Actually, there's 4. So the first one, again, is in the shops in New Tampa. It's by the Publix on Bruce B. Downs and 56. They're open till 11 p.m. That's the latest Starbucks that's open. If I need to go to a Starbucks, or if I have a late meeting past 7 o'clock, I'll usually schedule it at that Starbucks. There's 2 more at the Tampa Premium Outlets. One is actually in the mall itself. Its hours are actually open past when the mall closes, which is fun fact. Then there's another Starbucks outside the mall that closes at 10, I think. 10 or 9, one of them. And the last Starbucks is actually at the Barnes & Noble inside the Wiregrass Mall, which is where we are headed right now for our first coffee shop. Alright guys, so right now I'm in Wiregrass Mall, and there's 2 spots in here that you should know about, aside from the Starbucks. Okay, so the first spot is Le Macaron. Obviously, they sell macaroon. And the Wiregrass Mall is pretty cool in and of itself, just because, like, I'm actually driving through the middle of the mall right now. If you live in Wesley Chapel, this is not news to you. But if you don't, here's a fun fact. So they have all this side street parking, right? And you see all these parking meters. But if you drive by to most of these parking meters, oh, hold on, quick second. So anyway, I get distracted by pretty cars really easily. But anyway, so there are these little parking meters on the sides, and the parking meters actually go towards the mall. It's not actually publicly enforced, and I shouldn't be saying this because this is how, like, good things get ruined, but 95% of people don't actually ever pay these parks. So they'll sit here and just collect dust pretty much. So it's really cool. So anyway, the second place we're coming up on is right here. It's called 365. So I'm not going to show you pictures of the inside of that, and actually the owner of the macaroon actually looked like she wanted to chase me out. But 365 is really cool. They have really good gelato. It's not the best gelato. I still think the best gelato in Tampa Bay is, you actually got to go all the way out to St. Pete to get that. But if you're not feeling like driving all the way out to St. Pete, then 365 is where you probably want to go for gelato. But I got to give a shout out to Le Macaroon as well, because they have gelato there as well, and they do free samples. So boom. All right, so now we are going to literally my second favorite spot in Wesley Chapel to grab a cup of coffee. See you guys in a second. So I know a lot of you are like, Gary, what in the world are you talking about? We were talking about coffee and now you're like olive oil and vinegar and stay on topic. Okay, you're right. But this is important because it's in Wesley Chapel and I love Wesley Chapel. All right, so this spot, the Olive Tree, they opened in May last year right across the street from the Florida Hospital in Wesley Chapel. So one of the challenges that I have cooking food is making it taste the way I want it to. And in order to save money on my groceries, what my wife and I do is we buy a half pork loin and we actually make our own pork chops out of it. And this has been our saving grace to make our food taste like what we want it to. So this is blackberry ginger balsamic vinaigrette. When we get the pork, we cut it into pork chops, we put it in the frying pan with some butter, put some of this bad boy in it, and it like makes me feel like I'm Chef Ramsay in the kitchen. No joke. So anyway, that was just a quick side note. Wanted to let you know, if you have not been to an olive oil and vinegar store, we actually have two in Wesley Chapel. There's one here, the Olive Tree, which is right across the street from the Florida Hospital. And I believe there's another one in the Wiregrass Mall. I haven't even walked in there in almost a year, so I don't even know if they're still open. But I definitely, personally, I recommend the Olive Tree over out of the two. All right, so I'm already here. So let me bring you into my next stop. And if you're already super familiar with Wesley Chapel, I'm positive you know where I'm going next. Alright guys, so as you know by now, I'm in Buttermilk Provisions. This is my second favorite coffee shop in all of Wesley Chapel. I'll tell you why. First, look at how huge this latte is. Like, hold on, there's my laptop. There's my latte. This is a monster cup, and that's one of the things I look for when I actually go. Like, how much am I getting? I like that their lattes are huge. If I'm gonna pay $5 for a cup of coffee, it better be a huge cup of coffee. They definitely deliver. The other reason I like it, they don't have any today or right now, but they serve these amazing cinnamon rolls that are also absolutely massive. So kudos to them. As far as I understand, they do Buddy Brew beans here. I like their artwork here. I like the overall vibe. There's always people in and out. Kind of the hip crowd comes in here. They know about it because it's right off the main road. If you follow them on Instagram, you'll see a lot. And when I say a lot, I mean like you will see a lot of cool people that you should be following locally, stopping by and posting their cool pictures in this place. So again, second favorite spot. I'm gonna finish up my stuff. I'm gonna get a little work done, and I'll take you to my favorite spot after this. All right, peace out. So just as it would have it, as soon as I get up to leave, it starts pouring. So there's my car, right over there. So it's not that far, but I got a camera and I got a laptop that I'm trying not to get wet as well. But we're headed to my actual favorite spot now. I'm not gonna give away any names just yet. I did do a Tampa Tuesday here already before, but this is gonna be my favorite coffee shop in Wesley Chapel. It's one of those places that usually when I tell somebody I'm eating here, they're like, where is that? I've never heard of it. So I'm excited to share it with you guys. So on a level of fail to 100, I definitely got a fail on trying to stay dry, walking 30 feet to get to my car. But don't worry, it's worth it, I promise you. Alrighty, so I got here. If you guys listen to that, it is still raining up a storm over here, and not doing me any favors. Coffee shop we're going to is literally like 50 feet that way, but I walked 30 feet in lighter rain than this, and I got soaked. So I'm gonna do the 5-minute rule in Florida. Now, if you're not familiar with the 5-minute rule, of Florida, it's really simple. It goes like this. If you don't like the weather, just wait 5 minutes and see what happens. Summertime in Florida is pretty much like that all the time. We get these showers right around 4 o'clock every single day. Ooh, hello. And it storms harder than you've ever seen. And it storms harder than you've ever seen, and then it lets up. So hopefully this is just gonna be one of those things, because I'm really craving what I'm trying to get at this coffee shop. Alrighty guys, so I may have lied to you. Remember when I told you you just wait 5 minutes and it'll change? Well, this is the radar. That little blue dot, that's me. And all that yellow and green and red, that's the rain that's around. So I'm gonna give it another 5 minutes and then maybe I'll make a go for it. I wouldn't mind if it was just green. If it was just green, I'd already be inside, we'd be filming. But right now, as I'm looking at this, I'm in the red. All right, folks, so I made it in, I'm dry, I got my drink, I got an affogato, because that's like my thing. I love the affogatos. It's just a scoop of ice cream, 2 shots of espresso, but it makes my world, and it makes me happy. So, in here in Dégagé, why is this place my favorite? It's my favorite for 3 reasons. First, you see behind me, all that is local art. And local artists make it, obviously I don't have to explain what local art is, but it's also things like jewelry. And I'm sitting here and I'm actually at this table that they make here. Before this was a coffee shop, these guys ran a custom furniture business and they did pretty well for themselves. So they ended up opening a coffee shop to get people exposed to their product. But they didn't just say, let's make this about me. They also opened their doors to other people, other artists who make their own products as well. And that is why Dégagé ends up at the #1 top spot for coffee in Wesley Chapel for me. So, if you enjoyed today's episode, give me a thumbs up. I'm tired and it is soaking wet outside. It looks like it just stopped raining. I'm just here kicking butt, building websites, communicating with some of my clients, making sure that everybody is happy, and I hope you guys are happy. I hope you have an amazing day. Come out, check out Dégagé in Wesley Chapel. And as my good friend Willie Lawson always says, get out there, learn something, love somebody, and for goodness sakes, take care of yourself. We'll see you when we see you. All right, guys, bye.